And we are live. Hello.
Woo-hoo!
I am Mike Russell from musicradiocreative.com, and over there,
I'm Izabela Russell, also from Music Radio Creative.
glad you are. So it's Friday. It's a bit of a weird time as well. It's about
is.
11 hours earlier than we usually do the live stream. It's
Yeah.
morning time here in the UK, but for very good reason. Why, Isabella, are we streaming at this time?
We are off today, so we are off for the weekend. We've got a family engagements at the weekend, so we won't be here in our studio later on.
That's it. So we're doing the mini prize draw 2. Also in this session, stick around because I'm going to cover vocoding in Adobe Audition. That's something you didn't know I was going to do, Isabella.
No, I did not. You're surprising me here. There you go.
We're going to have a quick play with the vocoder. Also, I am going to play with Isotope Ozone 8 as well because that is just fantastic. It's a great bit of kit if you know how to use it, Isabella.
Yes, indeed. That's right. Don't look at me, though, for that.
Yeah, so we'll kind of cover Isotope Ozone 8, how that works, and some of the Adobe Creative Cloud as well, because those are prizes that are included in our awesome audio giveaway. Please be me, says Lewis. Please be me. Oh, he's willing. He's putting his intention out there.
That's it. Your
to
prayers.
be the winner.
That's it. That's it. Absolutely. Well, yeah.
Awesome.
Well, so the draw is completely random. So obviously we have absolutely no way of knowing who it's going to be. It could be you. It could be somebody else. But I'm sure it's going to the right person. How about that?
It will go to the right person. 25 minutes, about 25 minutes, we're going to be making the draw, which means you still have a final chance to get into the awesome audio gear giveaway. We teamed up with all of these fantastic audio companies to give you some really good stuff. The main prize is now over $10,000 in total, and in 55 days, we'll be making that draw. But today, we're making mini prize draw number 2. Today is the 3rd of August, 2018. Included, we've got some pretty good prizes in this one. 1 year of Adobe CC subscription. That's all the apps. Isotope Ozone 8 that I'm about to demo, and the SEV7 microphone, which is here.
You got it. That's right.
That's
and you actually really like that microphone because I know you got to test pretty much all of the gear here. So you get to kind of you got to have a little play with it, and you were very pleasantly surprised about that one.
Definitely. Let me tell you more about it. Before I do, though, before I unbox this and just quickly show you before getting into Ozone 8 and some vocoding, tell us, Isabella, is it still possible to enter the awesome audio gear giveaway and potentially be a winner this morning on the mini prize draw number 2?
It absolutely is. And not only you could be the winner for the prize draw number 2, but also you could be in the run for number 3 and for the main prize draw in September 28th.
Oh, so one entry gets you into all the draws.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there is no restriction. I mean, it could happen, I guess.
Can you enter multiple times or only once?
You can enter multiple times. So there are different actions you can take to increase your chances of winning. So there are different things you can do. There is a survey you can fill. There is you can write a review. You can tweet us, Facebook us. You can share and comment on the video. There's just a ton of things to do to increase your chances of winning. All you need to do is head over to mrc.fm/giveaway.
That's right. mrc.fm/giveaway. Usually, Isabella, you keep an eye on the chat, but I can see already Samuel Praise in there.
Hang on. I'm literally just about to post. Look at this. Look at this.
Michael's in from Croatia. We got the Doberman guy saying good morning. Dominic's in. Awesome audio assistant from Music Radio Creative. Dominic is watching. Isabella's @tagging you now. Great to have you here for the next 25 minutes or so. So like I say, the end of this stream, we'll do the draw live. We'll do it live on the screen so you can see there's no messing about. Like this is a real draw. We're not sort of fiddling things here. We're doing it in front of you so we can be as transparent as possible.
Absolutely. And worth to add that we are using a service that actually does that. So it's not just us doing the draw, but there is actually a proper service that we've hired to effectively do it well for us. And I can see, by the way, actually, this is quite insane, but there is total entries at the moment as it stands is 25,293 total entries. So definitely get your name in there. Make sure to do all of those extra things to increase your chances of winning. And yeah.
Sounds
11 ways to enter.
Yeah, so many ways to enter.
Yeah.
Over 25,000 entries, but it doesn't mean that you can't win this morning. mrc.fm/giveaway. Go there right now. mrc.fm/giveaway. Hi to Flo H. Just got distracted by that chat in the comment. JV as well. Isabella, maybe you want to post the link in the chat so folks watching live now can just click straight through.
I did already, but I will do it again.
Good.
I will do it again. So yeah,
All right.
that's it.
Let's talk audio, shall we, Isabella?
Let's do it. That's your favorite thing to talk about, right?
Okay, I'm going to break down basically the prizes we're giving away this morning because I thought that would be the most sensible thing to do. And the first thing I will do is I've done a review video on this already, but I want to talk about the V7 microphone. It's a dynamic vocal microphone from SE Electronics. They're based out of Shanghai in China, but they distribute worldwide, so you can pretty much pick this up anywhere in the world. It is a great mic for podcasting. I will say it now. If you've got a really terrible sounding room, you may want to consider the SEV7. It's not as cheap as many starter mics that come in at maybe like, $50, $60, $70. This one's going to cost you around $100 US. What I really like is this little thing. These icons here tell you what pattern the mic is. So it's a dynamic, and the pattern here is supercardioid. Do you know what supercardioid means, Isabella?
No, but I'm sure you will tell me.
Do you know what hypercardioid means, or cardioid?
No, you go ahead, Mike. You tell me what that means.
Alrighty, so, okay, let's see if you can see this. That is a cardioid pattern there, the one I'm pointing to next to the red one highlighted. So cardioid is the typical heart-shaped pattern that usually condenser mics have, and that means that cardioid is kind of all around like that, like a heart shape out of your microphone, yeah? So you can go all around the mic and you still picked up. That's why they're great for studio use and all of that good stuff. Only thing with cardioid pattern is it picks up a lot of echo and reverberation because it's picking up not just your voice but stuff around you. So you use those patterns in a sound-treated room. Then we have supercardioid, and what this does is this kind of like rejects stuff around and kind of goes more into your voice. So that's why the SEV7 is good for a room with lots of reverberation. And if you want to go really nuts, then you want to go hypercardioid. So it's kind of like cardioid is like this on a microphone, supercardioid is like this, and hypercardioid is kind of like hello, like that. So yeah, so it's really cool. Actually, I'm hoping sometime this year to get my hands on a hypercardioid microphone so I can show you how it works.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. It sounds really nice.
Definitely. So let me just quickly unbox this before I get into the Adobe Audition stuff. So in there you got some cool stuff. It's all bubble wrapped. This is the exact prize that the winner will get, by the way. It's got some kind of carry case. I think it's got a little stand mount as well, so you can, like one of those stands that singers use. And then just to briefly take this out of its packaging, it's really cool. Very solid mic. I really like the red underneath, and I think it will, it unscrews. What is really cool about this microphone is that there's the internals of it. It actually has a windshield built into it.
Oh, wow.
So you're going to get less popping on this microphone. I just think this is all round a classy bit of design. And see, it's kind of shock mounted as well. So really cool stuff. Very durable as well. Traditionally, the SEV7 and the V3 used in singing environments, in live environments. But I reviewed it recently in depth. Along with 9 other microphones, and I thought it was really good for beginner podcasters with rooms that are not sound treated.
That's cool.
Okay, shall we move on?
Let's do it.
Okie dokie. By the way, get your comments in, ask any questions. We're here live right now. Unless you're watching on the replay, then just post a comment. We'll reply to you in due course. I'm using an AT2020, but thinking about a dynamic one also. I think the AT2020 is a USB, and I'm not that much of a fan of USB, although I do like Audio-Technica's sound. They do make some good mics, so I will say that. And the 2020 is very popular, the Doberman guy. Right, what should we do now, Isabella? Do you want to take a look at Adobe Audition?
Yeah, well, how about you, because you've got some really cool stuff planned for us, so how about you dive right in?
Okay, cool. So we'll go into the screen share here. Details of Mini Prize Draw 2 happening in 15 minutes from now. Final chance to get yourself in the draw to win this draw in particular by going to mrc.fm/giveaway. Okay, I want to show you a few things. I do want to show you Ozone 8, which is Ozone 8 Standard, worth $299. It's also included in this prize draw. Before I do, I just wanted to show you my new toy. Okay, have a listen to this.
Armenia.
Oh, hang on, we need to make that a bit louder, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Let's normalize it.
Armenia's #1 hit music station. Kiss FM. Armenia.
Can you hear that okay?
I can. It's a little
Armenia.
bit quiet. I think that you could still put it up
Kiss
a little bit.
FM. Kiss FM.
Is
Kiss
it?
FM.
I think it's, hang on, maybe it's your headphones. Let me turn you up a bit. Right,
Thanks.
so I want to show you something really cool. So I've been playing with vocoders. I particularly, we haven't spoken about this yet, but I'm doing some training actually from going away on Sunday to Qatar as part of what I do fairly often is I go out and train folks on using Adobe Audition and radio imaging. So going out to Qatar this weekend
Exciting.
for 10 days. Yes,
Nice.
to
How
train.
exciting, you know.
And I put together a really, really cool presentation. And one of the things I wanted to cover is vocoding. And I thought, oh, Adobe Audition, it doesn't have a native vocoder. Yeah, it has mixed pace modulate and stuff, but it's just not a vocoder. So I was kind of doing my research and doing a lot of searching, and I eventually came across a vocoder. Can I demonstrate it to you?
Yeah, go ahead. I know you like your vocoders, bless you.
By the way, I'm trying to do as many shout-outs as possible. Friends Production and Creations is there, and Bang's Naughty Bits is there, and I'm a big fan of Bang's Naughty Bits. Did you know, Izabela, here's a fact about Bang's Naughty Bits watching now. Bang's Naughty Bits, which I think is a fantastic username, by the way.
It is.
is the moderator of the podcasting subreddit.
Oh, that's cool.
Or one of the, but yeah, podcasting subreddit. And I posted recently in the podcasting subreddit, and I just kind of had a nice chat with Bang's Naughty Bits. So
nice.
yeah.
There you go. Small world, right?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a Redditor. I know you have to be a bit geeky to be on Reddit, but
Yeah,
I
you
like
do.
it. Anyway, Bang's Naughty Bit says AT 2020 has 2 models. If you include, three if you include the Lightning version. Oh,
I think there's a bit of a discussion going on about the AT 2020. So
anyway, distractions.
Distractions,
Back
Mike.
in.
You focus on getting that vocoder going. How about
Kiss
that?
FM.
Okay, this is we always like it when it's free, don't we? And this is called it's called the TEL Vocoder. Let me just bring this up on screen so I'll show you the website here. TEL Vocoder. Actually, it would be a good idea for me to make a short link that we can post in the chat if people want to download this, because it is completely free of charge. I love it when plugins are free and good.
It is nice, yes. And to be honest with you, I mean, it hardly ever happens that they're free and really, really good.
Yeah.
So it's, when they are, it's really worth shouting about for sure.
mrc.fm/TEL Vocoder. That's TAL Vocoder if you want to get the short link to download this. It's free. It works on PC and Mac. I installed it a few days ago and had to play with it, and it's super. So let me just show you how this works. What you need to do is you need to create a stereo file, and because of obviously a vocoder, it needs a signal to process to vocode your voice with, or whatever you're vocoding, right? That's what vocoding does. It kind of synthesizes whatever you put into it with the other input. So I'm going to put my voice on the right channel, and then the way it works is on the left channel, you put the thing you want to vocode with. So for this example, I'm going to go to generate not speech. Whoops, didn't want to generate speech. I wanted to effects, generate tones, and let's see what we've got here. Okay, that's a bit of a weird tone. Let's go to, I'm just going to do something a bit crazy. Let's do a sweeping frequency, and we'll end it, actually we'll start from about 60 hertz, which is going to be low. So it's going to be something like, yeah, and we can go all crazy. We can change the shape of the square just until we get something we like, and then we can do maybe some bass frequency.
Oh, it's a bit high. Ow.
Yeah. Something like that. I don't know, just like a strange computer game. So you can seriously, I can get lost in this effect in Adobe Audition. I love it so much. Great for sound design for computer games, by the way, as well. It's like if you want,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, I've done tutorials on this before, but it's really, really cool stuff. I want something fairly simple, but it gives you an idea of what's going on. Let's take that bass frequency down a bit. Okay, so you see what I'm doing here? So this is the input signal, and that's the, hang on, let me go into the effects, and then I'll show you what I'm doing. So TEL Vocoder 2 is here. So input mode is on. So, sorry, the left channel is the carrier and the right channel is the modulator, and we end up with something that goes from being a stereo signal like this. Hang on, let's unmute the right channel.
Armenia's #1.
And then we vocode it like this.
Oh, that's so cool.
So that's how they do. That's how they do all that funny kind of stuff on the radio when you hear those funny, and you know, in Daft Punk records and stuff like that. That's how they make it happen. Just going to show you. I'm going to create another tone just to show you possibilities here, and it doesn't have to be tones. I mean, if you've got access to a synthesizer, knock yourself out and use a synthesizer to do this, because then you can get some really cool, crazy sounds. Let's go for a triangle and sawtooth. That's a bit softer, so let's see whether that changes the effect at all. And again, effects, and then we're going to the TEL Vocoder plugin. So you can do stuff like that. Let me go for maybe just a standard tone as well. So we're going to go for a sine tone. Actually, no, let's go back for... I'm going to go for square, and I'm going to stop sweeping, and I'm going to go for about 80 hertz here.
Hang on, I think you've put the camera on me. You might want to turn it back on your face.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for noticing that.
That's all right.
Okay, that's the standard dude. Okay, and then we'll use the TEL Vocoder plugin again. TEL Vocoder plugin.
Armenia's #1 hit music station, Kiss FM.
And then you can like process that, and then this is where now I can demonstrate the other thing we're giving away today in our awesome audio gear giveaway. This is where I can show you exactly how something like Isotope Ozone 8 would work. So if you remember, I'm giving away. We're giving away 1 year of Adobe Audition CC, not Adobe Audition, but all the apps, also Isotope Ozone 8, the SE-V7 microphone you might have seen at the start of the stream if you were in at the start, and that draw is happening in just under 10 minutes. So your last chance to enter for this draw and all the rest of the draws over at mrc.fm/giveaway. So let me show you how Ozone 8 might work on something like this. So Isotope Ozone 8, here it is. And this is just, it's like a mastering plugin, and it has so many different things. I mean, I can get rid of everything that's there at the moment. Look at what it's got. It's got equalizer, it's vintage EQ, vintage tape, exciter, compressor, dynamics, dynamic EQ, spectral shaper, imager, post EQ. I mean, you name it.
Can you show us vintage EQ? That caught my ear.
Okay, your
Vintage
ear.
EQ.
Ooh,
It
wow.
caught my ear.
Okay.
How
It
about
caught
that?
your ear.
Yeah.
This is not something that I've used before, but I can certainly have a play with it. So
yeah, it
we
sounds
got-
cool. Vintage EQ. That
Yeah.
sounds like, it would sound quite cool, right?
Well, it's basically different. So, like, compared to an equalizer. So this is a standard equalizer, right? Where you notch things up, notch the high end up, but you might, do... actually, can you do a high pass? Yeah, so you can do a high pass and roll off the bass frequencies like that. That's how a standard EQ looks now on many doors, right? And you can notch in or notch out sounds that you don't want. So that's how that works. And then vintage EQ, really all it is it's like the old boxes that you used to get, Izabela.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, in studios, they used to be boxes and they used to have dials, and you used to click them over to different frequencies and then kind of enhance or decrease a frequency. And I'm guessing, Izabela, as well, it probably has some kind of vintage style sound or algorithm to it to make it sound good. So we've got lows, we got low mids, we got the high boost here, we got mid range, high cuts, and high mids. So you can choose what you want to do. So first of all, we'll start at the low boost or the low cut. So what you might want to do is, for instance, and this is going to be better to demonstrate on a voice or a sung vocal. So let's grab this. Here we go. Here's a sung vocal.
The heartbeat of Kigali.
Okay, so let me show you how this Ozone 8 vintage EQ would work on that. So bring up our vintage EQ and have a play with it. So if we do a low cut, listen to how the lows come out.
The heartbeat of Kigali.
And you actually get, what is nice with this is you get like a little kind of display here. It's got a real-time frequency analysis, but it also is showing you what it's doing. So it's kind of rolling off the bass around 100 hertz. You can change that to 45 hertz, 60 hertz, but 100 is usually a good bass roll-off if you want. So roll that right off.
The heartbeat of Kigali.
keeps it nice and clear and crisp without any problems. And then we can choose frequencies. So, you know, I prefer a traditional parametric style equalizer
Okay.
because you can just scan across and choose the frequencies. Whereas with this, it's kind of like you're locked in. Okay, 1K. So we're going to boost 1K now.
The heartbeat of Kigali.
Can you hear how it sounds a
Yeah.
little more present
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
The heartbeat of Kigali.
And then we can select different frequencies here. So we can like say, okay, 1.5
The heartbeat of Kigali.
or 3
The heartbeat.
or 5.
The heartbeat of Kigali.
Can you hear how it's shaping the sound there?
Yeah. This is really nice because you can really fine tune. So if you're doing some post production, you know, you can really fine tune the sound, and you can, you know, make things quite cool in
Yeah.
there.
And sorry, that's actually a mid cut, so I'm pulling out frequencies here. So usually around 3K is a frequency you might want to pull out. And you can actually see here on the frequency there's quite a lot around between 3 and 2. So that's the thing, you can't be that accurate with this. With parametric EQ, you can actually drag, so I could have like 2.5K, which is probably
Yeah.
where I'd go.
The heartbeat.
Then we've got high boost here, so we can boost it up.
The heartbeat of Kigali.
And the high Q is like how kind of tight do you want the notch to be there. So
Okay.
let's just...
The heartbeat.
Or you can do a high cut if you want. Then you've got the high mid boosts as well. So let's go for 5K here.
The heartbeat of Kigali.
And we've added vintage EQ. Switch it off, listen to the original.
The heartbeat of Kigali.
Listen to the vintage EQ version.
The heartbeat of Kigali.
And it's got that kind of vintage kind of, you know,
It's
retro
got that different
sound.
feel, doesn't it? It's like, yeah, it just sounds different, which is what it is for, right?
That's it. Keep your questions coming in. Izabela, I'll demonstrate something else inside Ozone 8, which we're giving away in 5 minutes, by the way. You might want to just...
4 minutes.
Yeah, 4 minutes and counting. You might want to curate a few questions, so maybe I can answer them as well, or we can get into some of them in a second. Got any questions?
There are. So we've got RJ Womack asking, Mike, what are your thoughts on the EV RE320 for podcasting and radio imaging?
Never used it. I've heard good things from others about it. I was just at Podcast Movement the other week. There are a few podcasters there that use it. They say it's got a very broadcast sound, a very crisp, a very trebly sound. You could run the risk of being a bit sibilant, so make sure you got some EQ or something to tone down that treble. I hear it is a bit like that, but I've not used it. But I've seen a lot of cool people using it, so it must be good.
That's
right?
cool. Yeah. And there is a question from Banks Naughty Bits. What would you change from a standard female versus male voice? So I'm guessing it's to do with the EQing. So what would be the difference there?
Okay, shall we have a little EQ tutorial, Izabela?
Yeah.
This is good. I'm going to be talking about this next week in Qatar, so you're kind of prepping me for talking about EQ, which is good. It's always good to have a refresher on EQ. So let's knock the vintage EQ out for the moment from Ozone. You see, I just disabled it up there.
Yeah.
So now that's not in, and we can put in a couple of bands here. And so basically, when you're EQing a voice, what you usually want to do is add a high pass filter. What happened there? Oh, sorry, I'm adding the high pass filter on band 8. Didn't want to do that, sorry. Right, band 1, high pass filter. There we go. And usually this is going up to between 80 and 140 hertz. Really, the way you want to set this is just so you hear it kicking in and then drop it back. So,
The heartbeat of Kigali.
can you hear it kicking in there? It's thinning out the voice.
The heartbeat of Kigali.
So you want to move it to just before you hear it kicking in and then move it back.
The heartbeat of Kigali.
I think you got stuck on my camera again.
Sorry. Yeah.
I'm sure people appreciate it, but I don't think as much as watching your
There
tutorials.
we
So
go.
you might want to start again.
I'm going to leave this at 140 hertz.
Yeah.
And so that's the high pass filter that I've just added there. And then with
The
EQing,
heartbeat of Kigali.
you can see some bands are standing out more than others.
The heartbeat.
There's some presence there at 1K. There's some presence here at sort of 1.8, 2.5, all of that. And really what we got two different sections here with the voice that you may want to increase or decrease. We got kind of the main vocal range here between 500 and 1K. And we got kind of like the presence range up here between 2 and 5K. And then the high end. It's always good to add a little bit of high end, so we can do like a not a low pass, but we can do like not this one. Hang on, that's the bell, the high shelf. Yeah, we want some high shelf up here.
The heartbeat of Kigali.
So we're adding on some high end there. And then really it's a case, every voice is individual. So you want to kind of notch out. And again, you can move the Q, the width down.
The heartbeat of Kigali. The
And
heartbeat of Kigali. The heartbeat of Kigali.
what you're listening for here, surgical mode. That's really cool. You're listening for frequencies you might want to take out using this equalizer. So you can kind of scan around. This is why this kind of equalizer is really good, and you can just notch out frequencies. But yeah, it's really different. Female voices may run the risk of being a little more sibilant, but for that I'd use a de-esser. I don't know if there's a de-esser built into Ozone 8, as far as I can see. Probably not. But you can use a de-esser. I mean, there's the native Adobe Audition de-esser, and that actually has different settings for male and female voices. You've got the female voice de-esser, and you've got the male voice de-esser as well. So, see, male SE frequencies tend to be around there. Females, I think they're usually around, they're sort of more within the sort of mid to high, and the male frequency tends to be a little bit higher, as you can see just there.
I think, Mike,
ahead.
it's time for the grand draw. Just a quick shout out to Larry Stanbridge. He says, "Hi, Mike and Izabela. Really enjoyed your tutorials and have helped my New Zealand music podcast. Woohoo!"
Thank you, Laurie. And do you know what, Isabel? I just got going here. You're going to stop me in mid-flow?
I
could go on.
I know you can go on. But as you know, we are going to be out of here very soon. So
Indeed,
I hate
yes.
to spoil the party. Today is a fairly short one, but we will be back soon. When are we back, in fact? When is our next show? Because I know we have a little bit of a break. You're
We're on
away.
hiatus
and then
for the
we
whole
are,
of September.
Yeah.
No, sorry, the whole of August. We're away for
Yeah.
the whole of August.
So this is really our first and only show in August because of your work commitments and our holidays.
Yes, I'm away for
So-
10 days in Qatar, and then I'm coming back to the Isle of Wight for 1 day, and then we're going for a disconnect holiday in France. So yeah,
Yay.
and then we're back in September full time. So.
Yes, we are.
So,
That's
yeah.
right.
So yeah, it is the last one. I do want to squeeze in one more thing because I think this is important,
Go
and
for
I
it.
did want to show it to you, if I may. Just Ozone 8 has this cool thing called Master Assistant. Let me show you how it works. I'm going to select all the audio, and I'm going to click Looping Mode, and I'm going to click Master Assistant. And what it does, Ozone 8 decides, based on whether you're putting it for a stream or CD or reference, it will set all the settings for you using clever machine learning. It's really cool stuff.
Oh, wow.
Let me show you how it works. So play the audio.
The heartbeat of Kigali.
And it's just going to go through and analyze things.
94.3 Royal FM. The heartbeat of Kigali.
See, it's making changes here on the fly.
94.3 Royal FM. The heartbeat of Kigali. 94.3 Royal FM. The heartbeat of Kigali. 94.3 Royal FM.
Okay, and it's finished its job. So what it did is it went through and it added the effects it thinks are reasonable, and it set them all up for me. So it set up an equalizer here. Look at what it's done here. See, it's dipped out sort of between 1K and 4K here. It's actually raised up the bass, which is unusual. I would roll that off. And it's done a bit of a high shelf kind of increase there as well. Dynamics as well. We've got some dynamics processing.
The heartbeat of Kigali.
Just ever such a tickle there on the dynamics. Some dynamic EQ going on here, notching out some frequencies, and a maximizer
The heartbeat.
as well. And what you end up with is this.
The
compared to-
heartbeat of Kigali.
This is good really for an overall mix, for mastering an overall mix. But I just thought I'd show you that it does have that kind of automated feature that you can use to make stuff sound good.
That's nice. I probably would have used that, to be honest with you. I would be just like, yeah, I'm just going to trust it's going to do a good job, and I would just roll it every time.
Do the job
that would
for
be
you.
me.
Right, shall
if
we
I
do-
won, that's what I would do with it.
Shall we do this draw then?
That's it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so mini prize draw number 2 for today, 3rd of August 2018. Someone is going to win a 1 year of Adobe CC subscription.
we
That's
should have
all
a
the
drum
apps.
roll. Hang on.
We should. Nice. Got Isotope Ozone 8 that I've just been demoing, and Izabela, the lovely SE Electronics V7 microphone, which is just there. So let's head into Gleam, which is what we're using. Like Izabela says, we've had over 25,000 entries. So we're going to go to winners, and I'm going to draw a winner. As you can see, Hayden here was the winner of mini prize draw 1. I'm only making one draw at the moment. Got to be careful how I do this. I'm kind of sweating
you pay attention to what you're doing there. You pay attention to what you're doing.
This is like FIFA drawing the countries for the World Cup. You can't mess it up, can you?
Yeah, that's it.
We're allowing repeat winners, so we're allowing all the entries that have gone in the bucket to potentially be a winner. So 3 winners unpicked because, of course, today we're picking a winner. Then there are 2 more. There's mini prize draw 3 and the main prize draw, which is over $10,000 in value. It's going to be an amazing giveaway towards the end of September. But now somebody is going to win all the goodies in mini prize draw 2. I hope you've got your entry in. If you're watching this in the future, you can still enter at mrc.fm/giveaway. You ready?
That's it. Hang on.
So exciting. I'm going to hit the draw button right now, and it's drawing one winner. And the winner is Dave Lewis. Dave Lewis from Los Angeles, California.
Nice. Congrats, Dave. That's fab.
Nice. Dave Lewis from Los Angeles, California. We are going to be sending via Royal Mail a V7 SE Electronics microphone. We're also going to... the other products are digital, so in due course, Dave, if you're watching, you're going to get the details. If you're not watching, we'll just reach out to you anyway and send you all those goodies. So yeah, Dave Lewis in Los Angeles, California, you've won yourself 1 year of Adobe CC. You've won yourself access to the Isotope Ozone 8 standard plugin worth $299, and this very mic that I'm holding is going to go in the post to you today to America, and you're going to have this wonderful sound. So
nice.
Well done, Dave
Via
Lewis.
Royal Mail, Mike. Don't forget that.
Had to rub that in.
You had to do that.
All right, we're out of here then, aren't we?
Yeah. I feel a little bit sad that it's going to be quite a while before we are back, but I'm guessing you are going to be nice and refreshed. Are you going to catch some sun in Qatar?
Don't you think I've already got it? There's been a bit of a heat wave here.
I think you can do a bit more, right?
Yeah, one last thing I'll say is, why do people go on holiday? This is totally off topic from audio. Why do people all go on holidays to the same spot? I found this news article the other day of how Benidorm looked in Spain. It's for those of you watching outside Europe, it's a popular resort here, especially for Brits. and the beach was just covered with umbrellas. It's like, how can that be fun?
Do you know, when you showed me that picture, I was just thinking, it's like, there is no way on earth I would go somewhere like that. I would be literally constantly paranoid that my kids are going to be kidnapped or, lost, and, they're going to be standing there all alone and shouting, "Mommy, Daddy, I can't see you." Seriously, this is just absolute nightmare. Why do people do this?
I'm actually going to do my best just before we go to show you a clip. Here you go, look. There you go. Europe weather record. Look, that's Benidorm. I mean... How can that be fun? Sorry, I know it's off topic. Seriously,
I know.
You've not got space to breathe on that beach.
I don't know. It's like, do people that go in for those holidays, do they not like? I don't know. Can they just open like a map with all the other places they can go to?
Exactly. Go anywhere. Just don't go to Benidorm.
Oh, this is it's quite something, right? So, yeah.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Anyway. I just don't know how. That's just no fun, right?
Yeah,
but where we are going, it's not going to be like this. So we are going for a quiet, nice place in the middle of nowhere.
Somewhere chilled out.
I can't wait already. That would be fab. So.
Anyway, we're having a heat wave. If you couldn't already tell, in Europe.
Yeah.
Have yourself a fantastic September. Like Izabela, I'm very sad that I'm not going to be here live, but there will still be stuff going out on the YouTube channel. Yep. So make sure to subscribe. YouTube.com/musicradiocreative if you haven't done so, because there will still be videos going out throughout the month of September. And we'll still be around doing things.
We will be around. And obviously Music Radio Creative goes around as usual. And by the way, we didn't mention that, but today there is another freebie that has gone out into
Thanks to Dominic
blog.
In no short part, who I know is watching.
Yeah.
Going to be holding the fort.
Absolutely. So if you haven't already, there is a brand new freebie download available on producer.musicradiocreative.com. And today we have rather cool year jingles by Duke. So Duke is one of the most amazing voices we have. And he has recorded, I believe we are going from 1970, maybe 1976 to 1990 that you can download. So absolutely free.
Cool, yeah, I can see the download box here. 50% off some instant downloads as well. Really good stuff.
That's it. So this week you can grab some of our the year jingles. All of the year jingles we have in our store are half price. So you've got exactly 1 week to do it from today. So the offer expires on the 10th of August.
Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.
Have a great
and
September.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.